Wisconsin, America's Dairyland, or Wisconsin, Packerland. Whatever nickname we give it, Wisconsin is our state, it is our home, and is now considered home to some 5 million people. Its varied seasons and works of nature make beautiful landscapes unmatched anywhere. Although Wisconsin's statehood is short, only 150 years, its colorful history, abundant natural resources, and diversity of people make it unique and special.
And the ancient people are not forgotten, for they were the very first stewards of the land. And we are just carrying on a tradition. We do not own the land. We are only stewards, keepers of it. Many things have changed before Pierre Bateau's eyes, but he is always here in a place called Buffalo County, Fountain City, and Alma, and Mondovi, and all the other places that make up Buffalo County. And so we celebrate the Sesquicentennial, 150-year birthday of a wonderful place called Wisconsin, a place full of lush greenness in the summertime, deep snows in the winter, a hardy, industrious people, a wonderful place to live, to grow up, to raise one's children. And I, for one, Pierre Bateau, am very proud of this place called Buffalo County and its people.
Don't take a picture yet.
Which place is yours?
Right there with them 3 women sitting in front.
Oh, and the skull up on top?
Yep. And the one next to it, and that one too.
Oh, yeah.
We always do that just because you don't know what you end up with better water you're going to end up with barbecue.
Some of the water up there is such a high iron content.
Oh, it's like drinking coffee when it comes out of the faucet.
Yeah, Carl, this boy. It's up on that end. You know where the birds are? Yeah, down there. That's where the water is. What's that?
trooper, dress right. Front. Down by two.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
One pace forward. One more pace forward. Right face. Sergeant. Forward. First.
Forward, march! Detail, halt! Sir, the colors are present.
Motion color.
Colors, halt!
This time I want to welcome here our own Buffalo County General, our only Buffalo County General, and with pride we're able to have General Norris Ops of the Reserve present here today.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, folks. Nice to see such a good turnout today. Throughout the history of our great nation, Wisconsin people have continued to be classed among the very best in the military. Our men and women today continue to demonstrate these values in Bosnia, Kuwait, and in more than 130 other countries. They exemplify personal courage, both physical and moral, facing fear, danger, and adversity on a daily basis. They embrace loyalty, faith, and allegiance to our Constitution. The military and their fellow servicemen also. They put the welfare of the nation's people before their own in the highest traditions. I want to thank you for sharing this event with the military veterans group from Buffalo County and your own local communities. I hope you enjoy today, which is a return to the birth and development of Buffalo County. Thank you. Color guard, and hot. In honor of Wisconsin's 150th birthday, we will now have a volley of 3 shots by the firing squad. Firing squad. Ready? Ready? Fire!
sweltering day, Pierre and his friend Francois were camped on top of a place called Eagle Bluff. Eagle Bluff is the highest point on the upper Mississippi River, not too far from here. And I stood on the top, Pierre, stood on the top of Eagle Bluff, watching the signs of spring come once again. I saw some folks coming up the river. There were several boats full, strange looking boats. And when they finally beached down on the riverbank, I went down to greet them. I found it to be a man named Thomas Holmes. Thomas Holmes and a group of 12 other people had come upriver from Dubuque, Iowa. Aboard their boats they had much goods, trading goods, and they wished to trade with the local Indians.
Now people were coming through. The Mississippi River was I-94 in those days. It was the only road around, and everybody traveled on the river. The Indians traveled along the river, and of course all the white explorers and fur traders and everybody else traveled along the rivers. So just about everything that happened along rivers in those days. Now, the first person that ever landed here is this fellow who's named Tommy Holmes. He was here for 7 years. How many people do you think actually lived here in this county in 1839 when Tommy arrived? How many people? And I've had various kind of guesses, you know, like 150 or 300 or something like that. But the answer is nobody lived in Buffalo County. When you're saying living, you're not talking about people who are passing through. You're talking about people that are setting up and staying. And that even includes the Indians. Because at least as far as the Indian culture at that time, the Indian culture did not have any resident Indians in our area, probably because the most powerful and most warlike tribe in our entire area were the Dakota Sioux. And the Dakota Sioux had a large encampment at Winona and at Wabasha. And so the other Indian tribes weren't going to move into their area very quickly, and they weren't so numerous that they needed to set up more communities over in our area.
We're gathered together here today to celebrate the Sesquicentennial, the 150th birthday of the state of Wisconsin. And we cannot do so without acknowledging some people. The first people that were here were the Native Americans. The Native Americans had all of this land, and they used it very wisely. And today we have a representative from the Native American community named Smoky Jim Stokes. Smoky Jim Stokes.
Hello, me Dakota. Hello, Wasichu. When the white men first came to this country, they were greeted by the Winnewakanton Dakota people, who were under a great chief by the name of Wapasha. Wabasha is a mispronunciation of the word Wapasha, which means red cap. He was also known as Red Leaf or the Leaf. If you look in your Buffalo County history, the earliest atlas that tells about the town of Belvedere, it shows very clearly that the Dakota or Sioux people were present in large numbers here at that time, and around 1853 and beyond. And those people are still many people that live among you that are of Dakota descent, and there is a very large community of Dakota people at Prairie Island today, as you know. And over in Wapasha, there's many families that are directly related to the great Waukesha chiefs. And the people still have a great love for this country and like to see it being cared for in the way you people have taken care of it. And we're proud to be a part of you yet. Thank you.
You know, it always amazed me is how we guys who were brought up kind of on the river and kind of roughnecks, how we could promote ourselves up through the... We missed Washington because, God damn it, they found there was mostly all crooks in Washington.
Yes,
That's the way I felt about
none
it.
of that.
Yes, I did. I felt about it. If you got into Washington for a short time, you couldn't run a straight line no matter what happened.
I think you call it Fountain City these days, but back in those days, of course, it was owned by Mr. Holmes, who set up the original landing spot there. And anytime while there's a bit of a docking facility like he built at Holmes Landing, it's a nice place to stop the boat because you can let your freight off on a dock, a dry wooden dock, rather than setting it on the wet sand of the Mississippi River. And also it's much nicer for passengers to get off. But Holmes Landing would be one of the major stops up and down the river, and the boats would stop there, pick up and drop off mail and all sorts of freight for the farms in this area. Probably coming upstream and downstream stop there.
Really? You got this. Everybody's friendly. Yeah, I like to see your expertise going on here. I love it. This is going to be a pretty good leaf here. This is going to be a big one. Okay. That's right, yeah. Tim, you ever make a horseshoe? Made two my whole life. Two is too many. They're tough. Oh man. Makes you feel like you're a dummy. Yeah. Now if I had a brass brush, I would brass it. No, I don't carry one way there. That'd be no. But you can use a wooden dowel or a bolt or even a pencil to do what I'm going to do here. And you wrap that around here like so and slide it up on there like that. And clip it right there. I'm going to go back and tap it again. Now what do I have?
Is it a ring? A whistle.
You know, once I made a wooden whistle and it wouldn't whistle. I made a steel whistle and it still wouldn't whistle. And I made a tin whistle and now it whistles. You can whistle too because you guessed it.
Well, thank you.
Let's hear you blow it. Let's see if she can blow it now. She broke it already. See there? Look,
It don't work. How'd you do that?
There's a trick to it. This whistle doesn't have sides to it. You can't have my thumb and index fingers, so you'll have to supply.
Supply your own. Oh, that's a good one for the grandkids. They won't know how to whistle. I still can't do it.
Yeah, you can work on it and get it. There you go. I never got that one. I always wanted to learn how to make these. You want a belt box? All right.
That's mustard.
Anyway, get done out of that.
to thank the Fetting family for allowing me to have this honor. The words that Delia wrote still ring very true, even for those of us who don't live in the county anymore, but still call it our home and still have a great piece of Buffalo County in our hearts. These are the words she wrote back in 1939. Oft I'd sit and gaze in wonder at the beauty of the hills, of the rivers and the valleys, and my heart it surely thrills with the grandeur of her forests and her shapely rocks so rare. Oh, it's here in Buffalo County that there seems beyond compare. Here are herds of lowing cattle, there are fields of ripening grain. With the sunshine and the showers, they will surely bring us gain. Oh, the fields of clover blossoming and the green alfalfa hay, with the yellow corn a-tasseling, it should make the dairy pay. So come all you good people, if prosperity you seek, oh, come to Buffalo County, faithful friends you're sure to meet. For her people they are loyal, with hearts so brave and true. They always stand for justice, like our own red, white, and blue. Then 3 cheers for Buffalo County, long may her banner wave. May her friendship never sever, 'mong the noble, true, and brave. We will sing her praises many, we will glorify her name, and ever, yes, forever, our love for her proclaim. And ever, yes, forever, our love for her proclaim.
Good Trader Rendezvous camped up above. Lots of trades and crafts and tent next to us. And things going on in the park all day long. Don't forget also that you can use the shuttle service to ride back and forth. Our taxis are horse-drawn today, and they're going all day long. And just hop on and hop off whenever you want.
Are you the first responders?
No, we're not first responders. We're the last responders. We just come out of the mountain, you know.
One more he had off. So.
Did you get Dale in there?
Can you see her? Is she up in here somewhere? Yeah, you're right.
What we're going to do for you, we had to stop at the limber. All the equipment that we use to fire the cannon is stored in our limber. So that's why we had to stop there. Everybody had to pick up the implements that are used. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the drill that a Civil War gun crew would have went through to fire any of the artillery pieces that were used during the war. We're going to go through it 2 times. First time we're going to go through it very slowly for you. So we're going to tell you, you can see from where you are now and you can come in closer. And then when we have to put gunpowder in, we're going to send you back to where you are now. But this time you're going to see it the way it occurred on the battlefield. We're still going to be a little slow so that you have an opportunity to see everything happening. But as far as vocal commands, you're only going to hear 3 commands. You're going to hear the command load, you're going to hear the command ready, and you're going to hear the command fire. And when we fire today, instead of a pound of gunpowder, you're going to hear what 5 ounces sounds like. And you can do the mathematics in your head and see why we didn't put a pound in. Red's firing. Load. Ready! Fire! Cease fire!
Huh?
Secure implements! We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Any of the battery members will be happy to talk about just about anything you want. You're welcome to come forward.
They're the ones who helped put on this celebration. We want to thank all these gentlemen. Give them a big hand. They did a great job. It's a wonderful celebration, gentlemen. By the way, the judge still owes me a buffalo burger. All right. That's the old time fire fest. That's coming up Labor Day weekend. That's a beautiful truck. This is very steep going down. You gotta hold back on your pedals.
How do you go? Can you hold that down the hill?
Oh, sure.
Slow down.
We're in trouble now. Oh, look at that. Past, present, and future. Covered wagon, a cow. And in the future, we got all sorts of good things in there.
says, boy, the judge talks a lot. And I says, imagine if he got paid for this, how long he'd keep on going. We have some dignitaries here today I'd like to introduce. We want to thank everybody for coming today. This is great, a great turnout. And we are fortunate here to have Barb Gronimus, our representative, and Rod Mohn, our state senator, and you will be wishing us well or something. You want to come up here, please?
It is indeed a pleasure to be here to help you celebrate the 150th anniversary of the state of Wisconsin. We have a wonderful state, and we should all be very proud of all of the wonderful things that have taken place in our state. And it's with great pride that I represent the 91st Assembly District, especially during the 150th anniversary of our state. So to all of you, congratulations, and have a good day.
So we have had a long history and an important history of the state, and as we are here today to celebrate our Sesquicentennial, your participation in this marvelous event and in the history of the state of Wisconsin, we thank you from the state capitol to this county courthouse to here today. Wish you all have a wonderful day and enjoy our Sesquicentennial.
It is a great pleasure to be here in Buffalo County in Merrick State Park, representing Governor Thompson and the Department of Natural Resources to help celebrate your celebration of the 150th birthday of the state of Wisconsin. Happy birthday, Wisconsin. I'm dressed in the clothes of one of the early explorers of the state. And this state was founded and grew based on its natural resources. It's a great day to celebrate the great heritage of this state. So once again, happy birthday, Wisconsin. Thank you.
Come up front and maybe you can show them where you carried your flask. You think you know, don't you? Right there. She had a garter with a little pocket. And when the federal men came around, she whisked her skirt down and in that, very innocent, beautiful face, she said, "Who, me?" And she smoked Gaspers. And she did the Black Bottom and the Charleston. How about a nice hand?
Let us get married before the sun sets tonight. I have a nice piece of farmland and a cozy little house with a view of the barn to raise our children in.
Elma, don't listen to him. He's just white trash. I bet his house has dirt floors. If you marry me, I'll build you a nice big house with polished wood floors. We could be so happy. Of course, your daddy has to sign his papers first.
Croc just loves you for your pappy's land. Can't you see I love you?
Alert some people that I'd like to have them sort of plan on coming up here. Everybody in the group that has a Century Farm By that we mean with a certificate or without a certificate. If a farm's been in your family for 100 years, we'd like you to come up and be recognized.
And when was your farm first settled? 1871. Okay. 1856. And the farm still in the family?
1891.
1891.
Right. If those would remain standing, all those then 1870 or earlier. And 1898. In other words, 100 years ago. All right. Thanks for all of you for standing. Just to mention again, the state gave us a special award for the county's oldest building, the Cockendeffer House, built before 1854 in Buffalo County, and which was the first courthouse and that I did speak of this morning. All right, let's get into a little of that old-time celebrating. City Singers have been working very hard. They've got, I think, a terrific presentation. We've got so many things to try to work in during the course of today. I think you're really going to enjoy them, and we're going to hear the Fountain City Singers now at this time.
Before we get started, I'd like to recognize Mrs. Lois Langdahl, who put this whole program together. She did a fantastic job of writing the narrative as well as coming up with the sequence of events and naming the songs. So thanks a lot, Lois. The United States Marines also played a part in winning the war. Their anthem also hit the airwaves quite often.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air and land and sea.
Now in 1945, Wisconsinites joined people from around the world celebrating the end of the war. Soldiers returning home were united with loved ones who had been left behind. This song summarizes the feelings of their happy reunion.
Kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. Haven't felt like this, my dear, since Henry never went. It's been a long, long time.
Now, whether famous or not, Wisconsin's warm and friendly citizens are proud to celebrate and wish our state a happy 150th birthday. Everybody join in with this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Wisconsin. Happy birthday to you.
Wisconsin, from farms to factories, from fishing to football, from fires to flood, those of us who live here take pride in saying, we have it all! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.